Namaste and welcome back to the Chakra Clearing series. Today we're going to talk about the third eye, the powerful third eye. It's useful for so many things, right? But if we're thinking too much, which many people do, we're constantly thinking about how to fix that and how to get that and how do we, fix these problems and how do we avoid this kind of stuff, then there's no room for the answer to come. And that's what meditation is about. And that is why I do what I do. Because I came to understand that when I stop thinking, the answers come to me. They just come. And just recently I was in a conversation with a client, and no matter what word I said, whether I used divine or universal energy or the power of all that is, or whatever word I said to have him connect to some kind of higher source, he wasn't really connecting with me. And then I used the energy of the collective consciousness, and his eyes lit up, and I was like, yay, the collective consciousness, yay. It's all the same thing. And I love using the word collective consciousness, and I've heard it, I'm a big Star Trek fan. I heard it on Star Trek so many years ago, but I've never used it in teaching. And so after saying the word collective consciousness and being aware and present to that energy, I realized really that the collective consciousness, or God, or whatever you call it, it's right here. It's right at the end of our fingertips. It's right at the end of our body. It's right here. And all we have to do is feel something, and the collective consciousness will bring it to us. Now, we have to think about what we want. So that's where the thinking comes in. But just thinking about what we want isn't going to bring it to us. The collective consciousness does not think, it feels, right? It's all about feeling. So what you have to do is think about what you want and be really clear, because if you just think that you want a new living situation, right? You're sick of where you live. I just got to get out of here. I need a new living situation. Your house could burn down, and then you'll have a new living situation, right? So be really clear about what you want. You don't want your house to burn down, right? You want to sell it for a, $60,000 profit, and you want to find the best place for you, and, make a list of what you want, and you can erase the list and you can add to it, and you can change it up. But be clear what you want. I just don't want a partner. If you just want a partner, somebody will come who may be abusive, or may be boring, or may just, you're not going to click, but they'll be a partner for you. So be specific as what you want, whether it's a business partner or a relationship partner. Really be clear and feel what you want. Think about it and then feel it. It's all about putting out what you want. The law of attraction will give you whatever you want, but if you're vibrating at a lower vibration, negative thoughts, negative words, using the word try, I'm trying. As long as you keep trying, you're not going to succeed. So if you're using the word try, you have to get it out of your vocabulary. And the way that I got the word try out of my vocabulary is to embarrass myself. When people were asking me, what are you going to do? Because I lost my job and my place to live at the same time. And I still had my son in school. And I said, well, I'm trying to start a business. This is when I was starting the Nudge You Need years ago. And Michael, my partner now, pointed out to me that as long as you're using the word try, you're not successful. Even Yoda said it all those years ago, do or do not. There is no try. Right? So I was like, yes, of course. I remember Yoda. Star Wars was one of my favorite movies, probably one of the very few movies I actually like to watch. And I would, people saying, oh, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I am starting my own business. I took out the word try, because if you're trying to start something, say a client comes to you and they said, we need a photographer. And this photographer says, well, we try to give you the best service, and we try to match up the colors for you. And then you go to this photographer and they say, we give you the best service and we will match up the colors for you. Who are you going to pick? The person that tries to do it or the person that's doing it? Right? So getting those negative thoughts out of your mind is going to change exactly what you are. After I started saying I'm starting a business, I felt more empowered. But then I realized on my own, I was like, starting does not sound very powerful. You're starting a business. Oh, well, not too many people are going to come to you when you're starting your business, because you're probably not very good at it and you don't have a lot of, variety or service or whatever. So then people said, what are you doing? I said, I have a business. I just claimed it. And as soon as I felt that I have a business, the universe gave me business, right? It's that simple. I just was teaching a class last night, and today is the full moon, right? It's time to finish up and complete with something in our lives, complete with that person that used to be trying and just claim to be a person that is now doing. And I challenged everyone to go make their own business card. Just go make your own business card, because most people are not happy with their work, right? And as soon as you put the business card into print, you're in business. That's it. Bam. Now, if somebody says, what do you do? Don't say, well, I work at the desk and I have a cubicle at the office and I work 9 to 5. No, that's not what you do. Here's my card, right? Be whatever you want to be. You could be a photographer. You don't need to take any lessons. If you're a good photographer, you can be a photographer. You can take pictures of their kids, their families, their nature, sell your artwork. If you want to be an artist, make a card. I'm an artist. Here's my work. Here's my website. Here's my YouTube. Here's my Facebook page, right? You don't even have to spend any money. So speaking your truth, understanding what your truth is. All right, so the third eye technique we're going to do is a breathing technique. And the challenge for most people is to quiet the mind. How do we quiet the mind? How do we quiet the mind? We sit there in meditation for 20, 30 minutes and we beat ourselves up because we just can't stop thinking. Well, there's a technique for stopping thinking, and I've shared it throughout the video series here. It's a mantra that you can just think to yourself. You don't have to literally say it, but the way that I did it is I would lay down, and I like to lay down and meditate because I was not always comfortable sitting up like this. I had back issues, which I healed laying down. It took me 2 years to heal them, but I couldn't sit up like this. And eventually I became straight in my posture so that I can sit up like this comfortably. And I'm sitting on a little bit of a mat. So if you want to sit up like this, sit on something. Sit on a book, sit on a mat. Don't sit on a soft pillow. Get a bolster, a phone book. There's ways to lift yourself up a little bit, and it's much easier to sit up straight, because in order for us to move energy through our body, we have to sit up straight, right? I say that in every video. We can't drop the sternum down because it cuts off the energy from the lower chakras to the upper chakras. We have to maintain this proper posture. So to clear the mind, the breathing technique I'm going to teach you is called alternate breathing. And you just take an inhale, and then you're going to exhale and inhale through the same nostril. And then you're going to switch and exhale and inhale through the other nostril. And then you're going to switch and exhale and inhale. So you're always switching after the inhale. Right? It's a little bit backwards. You think you're going to switch after an exhale. That's like the end, right? But you're going to switch after you inhale. All right, so I'm going to close my eyes. It's a little easier for me to go inward, so I'm not distracted by the lights and the people and whatever else is going on. Whatever's going on in your place, you want to maybe close your eyes. For now, you want to watch so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to make a hang loose sign. Woo, just like that. Be cool. Be cool, baby. And I'm going to use this to close my nostrils for alternate breathing. So I'm going to take a breath. As I exhale, I'm going to use my thumb. Then I'm going to inhale. Switch, exhale. Inhale. Switch, exhale. Inhale. Switch, exhale. Inhale. Switch, exhale. So that is called alternate breathing, and it will get you high as a kite if you do it properly, right? And that will totally get you out of your head, because you have to focus on switching the hand back and forth. You can't be thinking about other things when you're doing this. Now you have to also do this with the breath of life. We had a power chakra technique when we were doing the fire breath or the dragon breath, and there was no breath of life in that technique. The point was not for us to breathe into our bellies. It was to be shallow breathing and just exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. But this breath, you want to draw it up. Even though you're breathing with one nostril, draw that energy up, bring it up to the crown, and then release it back down the other side, right? So it's always switching after you inhale, right? Okay, so that is a great third eye clearing technique. And the mantra I was going to tell you is simply inhaling fresh, clean, healing energy, exhaling everything that doesn't serve me. And you can create your own mantra. That's the mantra I ended up with, but I have had several mantras until I came with that one. Like when I was going through the 2 years of healing myself, I had 4 vertebrae in my neck that were almost fused. I had scoliosis, sciatic pain, anxiety, depression, insomnia, all those kinds of things. I decided that I was no longer willing to live this way, and I was going to do whatever it takes. So I started this practice and I healed it. I straightened the vertebrae in my neck. I got rid of everything that I just mentioned. I have no longer have any of these issues. But in order for me to make room for my healing, I had to clear my mind. And what I did is I would lay down and meditate, and every time a thought would come in, I would tell myself, not now. I'm focusing on my breathing, and I would go back to inhaling fresh, clean, healing energy, exhaling everything that doesn't serve me. Inhaling fresh, clean, healing energy, exhaling everything that doesn't serve me. Practicing that breath of life, literally inhaling, drawing that energy all the way up through my system. Go back to the first class. If you can't do the breath of life yet, go back to the awareness class, the root chakra class. We teach the breath of life in that one. So, inhaling and exhaling with that mantra, you will get bored. And then your mind will think about, the food you didn't take out of the freezer, or you got to let the dog out, or the phone call you got to make. And immediately you must tell yourself the same thing over and over and over again. Not now. I'm focusing on my breathing, inhaling fresh, clean, healing energy, exhaling everything that doesn't serve me, or whatever is powerful for you. You will get so sick of hearing yourself say that, because thoughts are going to come in one after the other, and you may sit there for 20 minutes and you might not meditate, but you're going to continue to tell yourself, not now, I'm focusing on my breathing. Eventually what's going to happen is you're going to get so sick and tired of hearing yourself say the same thing over and over and over again that your mind will just clear, because it just does not want to hear that one more time. We've done it to people who are in our ear, blah, 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 right? Our kids, mommy, 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 right? We just tune it out, and that's what's going to happen. Eventually, you're going to get so sick and tired of hearing yourself say, not now, I'm focusing on my breathing. You're going to recondition yourself. You're retraining yourself. You're creating new habits, so that all you have to do is one time. In the future, all you have to do is say one time, not now, I'm focusing on my breathing, and your mind will stop. And you will focus on your breath, and you will allow your connection to the consciousness of the people, of the energy, of the universe, of God, whatever it is you believe in. And that is how you're going to change who you are. So very, very simple. Not now, I'm focusing on my breathing. And, for a time, I inhaled drive, determination, and discipline, because I needed drive, determination, and discipline. So that was my mantra, inhaling drive, determination, and discipline, exhaling everything that doesn't serve me. But, make your own one up. You don't have to use mine, or you can use mine. Take it, it's yours. Use it. Don't just think about it. These techniques that I'm teaching here are not going to help you if you just think about it, right? It's good to know, wow, did you see that video about the chakra clearing? That was really cool. But if you don't do it, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to get your chakras cleared. You're not going to heal yourself if you don't practice. Starting at the beginning with the awareness one and moving your way through the whole chakra clearing series. There's a purpose of why we made it a series. Don't just come in and out. If you already know the breath of life and you're moving through the series, you can pop in and out if you want to get a reminder. But if you're new, you have to start at the beginning, right? You can't learn a baseball game without starting at the beginning, or a game of chess or checkers, right? You can't just jump in the middle and know the game. So it's the same thing, right? Self-healing, it's a process. Don't beat yourself up about it. If you're doing the best you can, that's all you need to continue to say to yourself. I'm doing the best that I can, right? Always that positive thought, right? We don't want to focus on the problem. We want to focus on the solution, right? Because if we focus on the problem, we bring down our vibration, we attract lower vibrational outcomes, situations, people. If we focus on the solution, we're thinking positively, and we will attract positive outcomes, situations, solutions, people. right? So keep your vibration up by positive thinking. Every time a negative thought comes into your mind, you choose gratitude, you choose acceptance, patience, love. Be kind to yourself. You're kind and loving and compassionate with others. You got to be kind to yourself too, and just keep on keeping on. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and all these blockages that are in your system, whether they're physical or emotional, they were built up over a lifetime. You know, we'll put the chakra chart up. I have a copy of it right here. And in the out of balance column, you can see what resonates with you. And you can look over to the chakras and see which chakra in the system that may be blocking. Right? We have to start at the root chakra. That's why the first video was about awareness and the root chakra. And you have to move your way up with the clearing. And the breath of life is really just a breathing technique where you breathe the positive energy in of the imbalance column, right? And you breathe that up through your system and then you release it back down. You're creating a circular breathing pattern, inhaling this fresh positive energy, exhaling everything that doesn't serve you. Every time you do the breath of life. So even if you're in a place where somebody's sick, if you're continuously in your subconscious now inhaling fresh, clean, healing energy, exhaling everything that doesn't serve you, you won't get that sickness, because maybe you'll inhale it, but you're going to exhale it right away because your subconscious has been programmed by you to exhale everything that doesn't serve you. So if people are angry at you, they're, griping at you, you just, yes, I understand your dilemma, but you are inhaling and exhaling and just releasing all of that. So you don't have to let that affect you mentally. It's all about a choice. What do you choose right now? Are you going to choose to focus on the negative? Or are you going to choose to focus on the positive? If you continue to choose to focus on the positive, the universe will reward you with more positive. But you have to make that commitment. If you just choose to focus on positive some days or some parts of the day, then you're just going to feel good some days or some parts of the day. But if you choose to focus on the positive all of the day and all the time and every day, you're going to feel good, and good things will come to you all the time. So it's about awareness, which was the first class again. What are you choosing to think, to feel, right? It's about feeling. And then staying in that high vibration so that you can attract the things you want. Clearing the mind, making room for the answers to come. We're all psychic. But if you are not clearing your mind, you can't tune in to what's going on around you. You're thinking so much, it's like clogging, right? You could pray and pray and pray, but if we don't shut up enough to hear the answer, it's almost, wasting our time, right? So learning how to be quiet, continually telling yourself, not now, I'm focusing on my breathing, doing the alternate breathing technique, at least once or twice a day. Just take a few minutes at your desk and go through some of these movements and stretches and techniques throughout the day. I'm not expecting you or wanting you to even take 20 minutes at night or 20 minutes in the morning. I want you to take 3 or 4 minutes throughout the day, once every hour, right? Just once every hour. Disconnect from what you're doing, stand up, get into a proper posture, which is also covered in some of the other videos, and do the breath of life, connect with the source energy, and clear your mind so that you can get the answer to what you need. And that is the third eye video. Thanks for joining us. Namaste. Have a great life.